Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and today I wanted to talk about the unfortunate fact that losing is half the sport in arm wrestling. Okay, so remember, when you're going up to the table in arm wrestling, part of the thrill is the fact that you might lose, okay? If you just knew you were gonna win every time, it would actually get kind of boring. Okay, so it's the challenge. It's the challenge of trying to beat somebody that you might not or haven't beaten before, or is a particularly tough arm wrestler. That's the real challenge, and that's when you get into competitive arm wrestling, obviously that's what this channel is about. It's about tournament competitive arm wrestling, not about horsing around in the garage. Okay, remember that it becomes very, very important to have the challenge of arm wrestling, and remember that includes the losing. Okay, and remember, after a lot of years of competition, I learned that at first I took losing really hard. Okay, and I think any competitor does, and losing's never fun, especially the more prepared you get. Losing's even harder because you prepared harder. Okay, but at the same time, emotionally accepting it. Remember, I always think of it in this way, and I think a lot of MMA fighters have said the same thing. I think of it as win or learn instead of win or lose. Okay, it's lose. It's like, oh, you got beaten, you lost, you weren't strong enough. It's like, no. There's a lot of technical skill in arm wrestling and a lot of strength involved too. And the losing part is going to teach you a million times more than the winning part. Okay, beating somebody that you're stronger than, or beating somebody that you're more technical than, or something like that, or beating somebody then you're faster than, doesn't really teach you a whole lot. Okay, it may prove that you trained well for the tournament. It's like, good for you, great. Okay, but there's always going to be another mountain to climb. There's always bigger people than you. There's always a bigger tournament than the one you just won. Okay, or there's always a bigger challenge out there. Okay, so remember that. Don't be afraid of taking on a bigger challenge. Don't be afraid of doing multiple classes at an arm wrestling tournament. Losing will teach you more about where your weaknesses are on the table. Okay, and I really want to make sure you understand that losing will teach you the most about the things you're doing wrong than any other thing. Okay, so it'll show you where you're weak. If you're weak in the radial flexors and your hand starts getting pulled this way, and that's the reason you're losing all your matches, it shows you right where you need to train. You need to train those muscles here. If you're trying to get your hook to work and you keep getting beaten, or you can't get this position, it probably means your wrist flexors need more work. If your top roll's not working, okay, it probably means your pronation is weak. Okay, your pronation's weak. Your ability to turn your hand over is the primary reason most top rolls fail. Okay, and so some of those are obviously the major factors in arm wrestling. Okay, so losing in the sport, whether it's at the table time or at the tournament, okay, it's going to teach you more about the sport than anywhere else in any particular position. It's also going to give you the best chance to try your best techniques, and when they fail, okay, it gives you a reason to examine those, why they failed, and just make you a better arm wrestler. So remember, look at your losses as a way to learn, as opposed to looking at it as just a loss. Okay, it's a way to look at your arm wrestling, get better, perform better, and then the next time you do it, you're going to be better because you'll have trained harder and you'll have trained the weaknesses that caused the loss. And that's just the best way to look at it. Look at it as a way to learn. I'll see you guys in the next one.